which always happens, it seems. It always seems like I'm having a little bit of a technical issue whenever I try to film anything. So, yeah, I wasn't connected to the internet or something. Just want to move my mic over here. And let me see if I can move that again. It's always having a hard time finding me on this little mic, but I like it, and I appreciate having a mic. Okay, so I'm Sarah James, and this is Abundant Possibilities. Thank you for anybody that's tuning in. I'm reading the books by Paul Selig. They were channeled by Paul Selig, and it's the Book of Knowing and Worth. Anybody that's ever read this before, I'm sure that it has inspired and motivated you as much as it has me, and if not, then don't know what to tell you, but if it has, leave a message down at the bottom. There's a ton of people that have read these books and they have just been inspired by them. So these are messages by the Ascended Masters, and I called to read them and share the messages with everybody else. So before I get started, I just wanted to give a quick shout out. If you notice, my hair is a little bit on the oily side today, but being up in Colorado, I feel like my skin and especially my scalp has been so dry. Like it's just been more dry than usual just with the high altitude. And I ordered a product online called Ooh. And this is a blend of coconut, aloe, jojoba, vitamin E, vitamin C. It's just all kinds of great things. And it says to leave it in and massaged into your hair. So if you can notice, my hair is a little bit on the greasier side today, but you do this for a couple times, it says on the directions, and then after a while, it just helps with your scalp. But my scalp does feel so much better since putting this in. I just ordered this about 2 days ago, and I've been massaging it into my scalp, and it's definitely making a difference so far. So shout out to Ooh. I got this on Amazon. And yeah, I'll put a description down at the bottom of this video. But I just want to say thank you. Welcome to my channel. And that's why my hair is looking a little bit on the greasier side. I have it pulled back today. So there you go. Now, I am going to be reading day 10 of the Book of Knowing and Worth. And if you've ever joined me before, I kind of discuss what's going on in my own personal life as I'm reading. Yeah, if you want to leave a message, a kind note, then please feel free to do so. I appreciate any kind words of I don't know, encouragement and whatever, but it's not necessary. It's always appreciated. So, all right, I'll start reading, and this is Wisdom, Day 10. We are pleased to be resuming the sessions, and we offer you this. Now, I'm going to say it's day 10 because I had already read The Precipice, day 9, a while ago. It was a couple months ago. So if you've been keeping up with the live streams of the book reading, I skipped a day, it seems, because I read day 8 and now I'm on day 10. But if you go back and look at the video called day 9, The Precipice, then that's where you'll get that gap information. Sometimes I just ask my guides what I'm needing to know right now, and then I open up a book and there's the message that I need to hear. So I had already read that one, and now I'm on day 10, Wisdom. Okay, now I'll start again. We are pleased to be resuming this session, and we offer you this. The lives that you lead will now be informed by choice of a new way of thinking, a new way of deciding, a new way of aligning your choices to wisdom. And wisdom, we say, is the inheritance you are being gifted with today. When we speak of wisdom, we don't speak of your intelligence. We speak of an inner knowing that is inherited by you through the vehicle you stand in, the energy bodies and the physical body that transmits the frequency through you, so you may be in your own knowing in a new way. Now, a new way, we say, is necessary, for you're reliant on the old self to tell you everything still. And that is where the problems occur. When you hear the old self call your name, you should have done it this way. It could have been done that way. You run backward and you sort through all your old information to see what you could have done differently, and you end up doing the same damn thing you've always done. Now understand this, please. When you are awakened in a new way, the vision is changed. When the vision is changed, the possibilities are new. When the possibilities are new, there are new choices to call to you. But to be in your wisdom means you identify with what you need in a thoughtful way, in a thoughtful, kind way, and you inherit your wisdom. You claim the magnificence as the one who may know. Now, when we speak of knowing, as we have explained previously, we do not speak of thinking. Thinking is a process. It's a sorting. It's a way of managing information, and you may come to a decision through thinking anytime you need to. Wisdom is inheritance of a divine sense of authority. When one is in his wisdom, he is a benefactor to others because he may share information from a higher level. Now, wisdom and information are not always the same thing. Information may be, what's the telephone number to the store I need to go to? Wisdom is, who am I? How do I stand here and be in my knowing and my worth? And the answer that you receive, that you claim as your own, is in your authority as the one who may claim his inheritance as wisdom. Now we are speaking in a new way, as wisdom. And if you can understand what we mean, when you claim yourself as wisdom, you are simply moving into congruence with the frequency of wisdom that is all around you everywhere. You are so used to thinking that it's all about you and that you forget that you can access information and conscious thought and the requirements for your needs by intention. When you go into intention with something, you go into alignment with it. And in alignment with it, you are in agreement. You are accessing. You are the receiver and the broadcast of the thing you have claimed. Now, why wisdom? Why do we use that word today? Because when one is wise, one is in their knowing. When one is wise, one may offer support to another. One may support another. When one is wise, one may trust their information as they accept it. If you wish to be wise, decide you are and move into alignment with all the wisdom that there is. Now, moving into alignment is not a hard process. It's simply a choice and a requirement that you create to shift your frequency to another level of information and access. When you say you are your name, you align to your name. I am wisdom moves your frequency into accord with the frequency of wisdom that will be of benefit to others. Now, speaking the words will not do it, and you must understand the difference between setting an intention in language only and setting an intention in your spirit. When you shift your vibration in a new way, there is an experience, an overlay that occurs because you are moving your vibration from one space to another and, in the new space, acclimating to the vibration that exists there. So this is experimental, yes, but just to say the words and not to acclimate, not to bring your vibration to the new place, will not support you well. Now we will ask you this. What is one thing you need to know? Now, don't ask for where you left your keys. You probably left them in your bag anyway, or on the place you always leave them. Ask what you need to know in your worth. Am I the man I believe I am to be in this lifetime? Am I living the life that is in all my possibilities? Am I allowing myself freedom in true ways? Am I trusting myself enough to give myself the promise of a new way of being in my own way, expressed as me? I know who I am. Now we ask you this. If you ask the question of yourself and you state it as an intention, I am now asking myself in a higher way to move into alignment with the question I have asked. And you set it as an intention. I am setting this intention to move my frequency into accord with the response I require to know my own wisdom, my information in the highest way available to me. You will claim it. As you make the intention, you must understand that you are making a decision to align to something. That is very different from grabbing something or shielding yourself from something. It is simply aligning to something new. And in this alignment, you call your frequency as yourself in this new way. Now you authorize this. You call it to yourself, and as you go into union with it, you allow the process to commence. Does this mean you will know automatically? If there are obstructions and things you need to sort through to be able to access your wisdom, you have engaged in a process. If you have benefited from our work thus far and are available to this in the way we describe, the instantaneous information may well be available to you. I am aligning to the question and the response that I require. I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. Now, as you do this, you must be very careful not to tap yourself on the back and say, I know the real answer. It is what I want to hear, because you will deceive yourself very quickly. The alignment that you are calling will operate as you. Now, you must understand this. As you is the key word. I am in my wisdom. I am aligned to wisdom. I am wisdom. If you wish brings you into alignment with the information you need in your knowing. You are simply the conduit. You are asking and receiving through alignment to the question as wisdom and moving to the answer as you align to the answer. It's a shift of vibration, period. Now, when Paul works with others, he steps into their field. He doesn't go hunting. When he steps into the field of someone, they tell him what their requirements are. The act of receptivity becomes very important so that you may learn. What is it to be receptive, you may ask yourself? To be in allowance. We have spoken of welcome already in this chapter, in this book that we are producing through you, Paul. But we will ask you this, you and the reader. Do you understand what we mean? The allowance of information simply means that you are the receptor and the vehicle of the expression. You are not the demander of it or the author of it. You are in your authority in the way that you may claim. But the response that you receive is what you must be welcome to be in allowance with, or you will not know what you need to know. Now, wisdom, we say, is a part of your inheritance. And you mistake intelligence for wisdom, and they are not the same thing. Anybody can do the math who learns their timetables. Anybody can do the construction that learns how to build something with a hammer and a nail. But no one may know the truth until he aligns to it. You may only know truth by aligning to it, and we underline this, and we say it a third time. You may only know truth by aligning to it. Now, the fear that you have of truth is that it will lay waste what you believe to be true. And when you see a forest on fire, the first thing you want to do is put out the fire. Sometimes, you know, the old growth needs to burn to allow for the new to be born. And your attachment to what you have known is what is being released through your interaction with us and the volume you hold in your hands. I'm going to turn this up a bit, just in case. It's kind of low, I'm not even sure. The decision that you make to stand at the precipice and to step off into the unknown is to welcome all the new possibilities that may be. But then you need your wisdom to claim them in your worth. Just because something is there does not mean you require it. Just because it may be seen does not mean you must see it. And your wisdom will teach you, I am wisdom. Will align you to wisdom if you are still enough to move into the frequency of it and let it inform you. And let it inform you, we will say, is the easiest way to understand this. You are all very used to controlling things, you know. I am. I have always enjoyed, as much as possible, being able to control what I can control. Like even where dishes go in the kitchen. But like there's like the little tidbits of just wanting to control little things, which, yeah, I know how that feels. I have wanted to control things. Okay. You are all very used to controlling things, you know. So you believe when you are passive or you are receptive, you are not doing anything. And you confuse this with action. To be in reception is in action. It is not inaction. It's a conscious choice to allow. If you allow this now, you will receive it now, and you will reap the benefits very quickly. The authority you have as the one who may claim her worth gives her the right to claim other things as well. Do you understand this? If you claim your authority as the one in worth, that entitles you to much more than you can imagine. And the gifts of the kingdom, we say, are yours for the claiming. But you must not do this in a cavalier way. You must not do this in fear. And you must not do this while scratching your head and wondering if you are worthy of it. Then you have to go back and read the book again until you understand you are. Maybe that's why I've read the book so many times. I swear, every single book that I have, it's underlined so many times. There's things circled and things blocked off, and every single book of his is the same. And I'll listen to the audiobook and I still get more information, but it's every time just getting, you know, kind of more and more and more. If I don't pick it up the first time, sometime it's gonna get into my head. And it's happening. It's already here. Like, I already know my worth. Even when my smaller self questions, my higher self knows. So it's already working. These books have been amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful message from the guides. So thank you, thank you, thank you, guides. The authority you have as the one who may claim her worth gives her the right to claim other things as well. Do you understand this? If you can claim your authority as the one in worth, that entitles you to much more than you can imagine. And the gifts of the kingdom, we say, are yours for the claiming. But you must not do this in a cavalier way. You must not do this in fear. And you must not do this while scratching your head and wondering if you are worthy of it. Then you have to go back and read the book again and again until you understand you are. Now, is everybody worthy of this? Absolutely yes. And whatever level of consciousness they have attained, they are worthy. But they must know, and they must be in reception to this possibility in order for it to be made so in their response, in their frequency, and in their claim of dominion. What you authorize, you see before you. We have said this many times. What you see before you, you are accepting as your own. Because it is there, you have agreed with it, it is there, period. But what you may claim now in higher vibration is quite different from what you have known. It is a possibility of expression in higher consciousness as yourself in embodiment. Now we must explain what this means, embodiment. It means that you are anchored on this plane in a higher vibration than you have known, and that the expression of yourself that you are calling through you is of a magnitude and intent to claim you as itself. And the itself that is claiming you is your Christ itself, your divine self, the heritage that you know yourself through in your sonship of the Creator. Now, each of you are this no matter what, and as we have expressed before, there are different gradations. That's a word I haven't come across much. There are different gradations of realization. In our first text, we expected you to witness your fellows and see the divinity in them so that you may rise above a frequency of judging your fellows and establish yourself in a new line of consciousness. When we ask you to do these things, we expect to see the results as you learn. You are tuning your radio, you know, to play the higher vibration. Now, the theme of embodiment, while it's a grand theme, may not be quite what you think. Those of you who believe that you get to leave the life that you have created and float away on a cloud are in for a grand disappointment. What you are becoming is you in your high potential, the potential that you can hold while manifested in form. It does not solve all your problems. It makes you accountable to your problems. But it gives you the tools to sort through them and the wisdom to recreate yourself again and again, in accord with the new vision you are projecting outward. Is it a lie that you can be this thing? Many of you are asking this already. Of course it is not. It is a potential. And when something is a potential, it is a possibility. And as we have explained earlier, when something is possible, it may be in fact. It may be. In fact, what we are giving you is the system to attain to a new level of your experience of yourself in your divinity while you have this experience here on this plane. And we do this for the benefit of all. When we speak about the chapter of the kingdom, that will come to shortly. We will address what it means on a planetary level for people to be in high vibration. But we will ask you, for now, to trust the process we are engaging you in. When we offer you wisdom, I am wisdom. I am aligning to wisdom. And you go into reception as the wise one. You may claim your own information and operate in your own authority, which is exactly where we want you. We do not want your authority. We have enough to handle with Paul some days. We are pleased for your presence and we are available to you, yes. But we are teachers, and as we have expressed, a good teacher wants his students to succeed. There is nothing in this text that we have expressed so far that will limit you in any way. Now, Paul is already asking, are they going to be frustrated? Are they going to be trying to align to wisdom and feel like they are banging their noggin against a wall? Perhaps they may. It's an experience that they may choose, but it is not a requirement for knowing. You have all invested such expression in the path of struggle that nothing is merciful unless it is hard won, and that nothing is meritful unless it is hard won. My eyes are playing some weird tricks on me. I think maybe because the sun is coming through the window so hard. It's the Colorado sun. It's pretty intense. But my eyes, I put on some reading glasses right before I read this, and I feel like my eyes are like still kind of adjusting back and forth. So bear with me, you know? It's a process. So, That nothing is meritful unless it is hard won. That you cannot realize that wisdom is free. Wisdom is an inheritance. It may be called. There is universal wisdom that is all around you that may be tuned into like a radio. When you align to your own wisdom, you are aligning to yourself as a conduit for wisdom, so you may be expressed in wisdom. When you are reactive, you are frightened. When you are angry, you are never in your wisdom. You are operating in low vibration, and you must attend to that so that you can go forward in a higher way. Is wisdom available at a low vibration? Of course, but it is unlikely you will hear it or know it because you are being precluded by the lower thought forms that you are engaged with. And that is always the temptation of the one who goes upward, you know. That you will be caught in a struggle of lower vibration that you have attended to for so long that you believe it must still be there. I know when I'm angry, when I'm upset about something, I've gotten so much better at realizing and stepping back and not reacting as much as I used to. But the Scorpio side of me back in the day, I'd be like, like I was ready to like either shut down or just, you know, lash out. But when I'm in this angry state, and I think a lot of people feel this way, it can be very hard to step out of it, to realize that it's fear or that it's sadness as opposed to just straight up anger and something that needs to be reacted to. It's happening. It's getting a little bit quicker on my response to how I get out of anger. And I know certain techniques, and I know certain songs that can pull me out of it faster, getting back into my loving state. I don't stay in it as long as I used to. If I'm in a fight with my fiance or something, which, you know, sometimes we can just kind of trigger each other, I can now be more comfortable with stepping back and still being in my love, not just being like, that's it. And before that was a hard thing to do. I could really just be stubborn and just stay in that and stay in that and stay in that, but it just kind of keeps me in this everything's going wrong that day, you know, like it piles up, it snowballs over. So I'm getting a lot better with getting out of that and just staying in my loving as much as possible. So thank you for that. It's a I don't know, it's a challenge sometimes because, you know, I'm dealing with emotions that sometimes are from, a lot of times I think is from my childhood, and I don't even know what triggers me, but something can trigger me, and you know, it's a reaction that I'm so used to that, yeah, it can take a bit getting out of that, but there is hope. There is hope. Okay. Is wisdom available at a low vibration? Of course. But it is unlikely you will hear it or know it because you are being precluded by the lower thought forms that you are engaged with. And that is always the temptation of the one who goes upward, you know, that you will be caught in a struggle of lower vibration that you have attended to for so long that that you believe it must still be there. If you can imagine rising up through a thunderstorm on the way to the sun that is above the clouds, you may not know the sun is there while you are struggling without the rain and the wind that is pummeling you. You do not see what is above you, and you become so invested in fighting the storm that you believe that no sun can shine upon you again. That is what has happened to Paul some days, and me. And it happens to all students as they elevate their vibration. There are times when you are challenged, but what you have known, what you have been expressed through, what you have believed to be true, and there are times when you are not. There is growth in all stages, you know, but much of it means you must pay attention to your consciousness. And your consciousness, we say, is who you are in conscious thought and vibration. You allow this, you know. You all allow your vibration to go up and down, and while you do that, you have different experiences of yourself. The lives that you will live soon, as you align to the higher consciousness, the wisdom that is available to you, will be significantly different, because you will no longer want to invest in the history you have ascribed yourselves to. Now, what does it mean to be wise? It means to know. It also means to be humble. It does not mean you are the sole authority. It means you are receptive to wisdom, aligned to wisdom in consciousness, in accord with wisdom. It does not mean you are smart or that you know everything. The moment you think you know everything, you must know that you are being deceived. Ain't that the truth? If you look at a woman on the street and you ascribe a history to her based on her facial appearance, on her hair, and what she carries with her, you will most certainly be wrong. The first level of identification is always superficial, and most of you stop right where you start. Until you can look at a human being and see the infinite purpose behind them. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. You will be in limitation, and you must know there is always more to learn. So humility in the face of knowledge becomes quite important. The moment you seal a jar, nothing more may be put in it. You are the jar. You are the jar. Hi, I am Solomon. Hi. Thanks for joining. You are the jar. If you put your lid on too quickly, you will not realize what may be known. Now, we were asking you today to transcribe a lesson on wisdom that follows the chapter on the precipice. And we will say the precipice as the introduction to the second section of this book. The new book we are speaking of is about being in your authority in wisdom and conscious sight. What you see before you and what you claim in your worth. In your visual sense and in your identity. So we are looking at this as a second section of a book that will be written in several parts. Now we are pleased for this, and the structure that is appearing before us will be of more benefit to the student of this text, as she may attend to herself in different ways, in different stages, as she attends to the work on the page. We asked you earlier in this chapter to decide something new. To decide something new means what you may know. Am I allowed to know? yes or no. And you must ask yourself this now. As you ask yourself this, we want you to prepare yourself to receive a response. Now move into your own vibration, please, and align to your own vibration in the following words. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I serve. And set this intention. I am now aligning to my own knowing, my wisdom, and my inheritance. And allow yourself to receive. How you receive will be different and will be in accordance with what you can hold. You all have energy fields, you see, that are receptors, and how one man knows in his feelings may be different than another man knows in his body. How one man sees with his eyes will be different than how one woman sees with her mind. One may feel, one may see, one may know in the body. So you must be prepared to learn what your receiver says, your receiver being the vehicle that you stand in, the body and the energy field that you are expressed through. So you ask your question, you move into your knowing. I am wisdom, I am in my wisdom. And you go into alignment with the frequency to allow yourself to receive, period. Now we will end this chapter shortly, but we will offer you this. The requirements of the times that you are in are that you each become your own authority for the higher good of all. This does not mean that you know more than the one beside you. It simply means that you move into your own knowing so that you may be of benefit to others. You are never the decider of another's fate. You never override their free will. You simply allow them to be in their own knowing. When you are in your wisdom, you will be taught by wisdom as your inheritance unfolds before you. I am in my wisdom. I am taught by my wisdom. I will not be confused by information I have adhered to in my history to give me the answers to my questions today. I will be aligned to a new possibility, a new way of being expressed as the one who knows herself, himself as wise. We thank you all for your presence today, and we will stop now. We would like to resume quickly, not today, but soon. God bless you each. Good night. Stop now, please. So this YouTube channel is my precipice. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just kind of stepping off the edge, and I'm going with what I'm being called to do, which I don't know what that looks like. I have no idea, but the possibilities are endless. My website is called Abundant Possibilities because I believe in possibilities, and the more possibilities I believe in, the more possibilities come to me. So I am so grateful for all the possibilities. I'm so grateful for anybody that tuned in to this reading. If you love these books as much as I do, it's the Book of Knowing and Worth. This is almost half through now, so I enjoy reading these, and I hope you enjoyed listening. If so, give me a thumbs up, leave me a nice comment, subscribe so you know when I'm going to be doing a new reading, and I'm going to intend to do one every day. I have no idea what time that's going to be. It's probably not going to be the same time every day, but my intention is to read every day because I do anyway, so why not do it out loud and help other people along their journey? That's what I'm here for. So. Okay, from my heart to yours, I love you guys. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. I'm going to go enjoy a nice family dinner, so I'm going to get going. Talk to you later. Bye.